For this one, I'm going to use a Princeton Elite, different brush line, but it's the long around 12. I'm going to recreate that little sketch from the sketchbook. So what I did is I started with wet paper. I just hit and spritzed it a little bit, and I think I'm going to do this in I think Payne's Gray. I think that's what I was using for that painting. Okay, and then I just kind of laid in some quick brush marks, getting back on the brush and laying in the figures fairly quickly, like this. And then I'm gonna just kind of wet this down a little bit and make this figure kind of ghost a little bit. Like that, just for visual interest. And then I'm going to put another little guy right here, like he's sitting at a table. I think that's what I did. Lift out the hood. And then I'll come over here with some thicker paint and put a little bit larger figure in here. He'll be a little closer to us, so I'm going to use paint that's just a little bit thicker. I should knock that down just a little bit. Let's give him a friend too. Someone he's talking to. Now, a little action line across there. Let's weaken this. Come down, hit this corner, and then line right off the center. Something like that. I'm going to come up into this corner and put in like a curtain shape. Maybe like that. Bring it down here, maybe a nice thick run of paint right there like that. A couple of lights. Just putting water in here, just knocking down that space, the illusion of a window maybe, back there. Okay, now that I have the basic figures in, I'm going to lift out that guy a little bit, lift out these guys. And I'm going to come back into this guy with a little bit of thicker paint, like right there. Give him a little shirt kind of thing. And then because this guy's backlit, he needs to be just a little bit darker here, and then we'll give some shapes that will look like chairs. With that shoulder, give him maybe a pair of glasses. Because this is a boulder bar, we'll put a dog in here. You can take your dogs in boulder bars, I think. Let's come down like that. There, now lift out. Just going to lift this out a little bit here. like that. So there, I've got my shapes in. I'm gonna tuck a couple of figures in over here because I want a little more weight over here. So I'm gonna put a figure right here, and then I'm gonna come over here and get one right over here, or a shape, but it could be something like that. Okay. Now this guy, I'm going to hit with water and try to lift some of this out like that. Lighten that up a little bit. Alright, so there's my sketch, and I need to get some, I'm going to put red down for the faces, and then I'm going to go get a little bit of white and put some highlights on the figures. And we're using this pearl red, and I'm going to put a little red on this guy, let it bleed down into that, a little red over here. Red there. Right there. I'm going to put some red down in the hands. Okay. Get back in here and put these glasses back in. Okay. Go back in here. Darken this up a little bit. You can see just by tucking some figures into a little sketch like this that we can generate an idea of a cafe. Let me get some other action lines going in here. Like something right here. Maybe create that glass wall a little bit stronger. Let's get some right up here. Okay. Now I'm gonna break the camera a little bit, go get my white for the highlights, and then this sketch I'll call this sketch finished. Okay. So I'm just gonna put some highlights in on these figures as a last thing. See if we can make that head look a little better, a little more realistic with the highlight. Now, okay, just a couple more action marks like down here. like that. And we'll call this done. Okay. So here's the sketch with the tape taken off. Always remember, sign your paintings, your sketchbooks. Again, paying tribute to the creative process. So this painting is called Missed You at the Station, and this is an example of what you can do, how you can push these sketches of figures out to create a scene and a story. So just keep working your sketchbooks, and then notice how I dropped in some color. We'll get to that, but essentially I created these shapes with the same process that we were working with in these classes and in this video. Thank you, and hope this is helpful.